Okay guys, welcome to my channel today. As I told you earlier for my previous video, I told you I'll come back for more video. So we discuss about job interview, and then we really appreciate for those comments who commented our previous video, and they want to know about how the interview will end, whether you get assurance that you can get this job. So the most important thing, if you get interviewed, and then you have to understand some of the questions that you being asked, whether it's correct or it's not. So you have to have confidence for the interview, that when you answer the question, make sure you know what you answer. If you don't know, then make sure you do research before the interview, or you can answer that you don't know the questions, or we don't know the answer exactly, or you can find out. So as I told you earlier, there is a continuations of job interview. As I'm talking right now, you can be asked about the questions that most people they ask me, that what are your biggest failures. So most people they can ask you that what are your biggest failures. So you have to know where you fail, where you do something like you feel like you fail. Another thing you have to know, that you may be asked, why was three a gap of your employment between the gap. So if you used to work a certain company, and now you're working a certain company, there's a gap between in there for 5 months, and make sure you have explanations why or where were you working, or you were unemployed or something like that, or you work a certain company. Make sure you know how to cover those gap to explain. Another thing you have to know, that if they may ask you about tell me or tell us about your accomplishment. If you accomplish something that the most you are proud of, something you accomplish. For example, you work in a certain company and you feel like you work 5 years, you feel like you work something that the company feel like they can appreciate you so well. So you have to explain that I worked for this product and everything was successful. If you are the engineers, right? If you are an engineer, make sure you start say, I work this product and the company was appreciated, and they give you even a reward to say that you accomplished this product to be successful. Another thing they may ask you about, tell us about how do you handle difficult situations. If you are be given, like you have something to compare the two of them, who have them maybe a mistake or something like that. So you have to know how to tackle the different situations or difficult situation that it could be under. Of course, there's conflict between your workmates, something like that. They don't understand each other. So you have to know how to answer that questions if they may ask you. Another thing I may talk about, tell me about a time and made you mistake and learn from it. So if you made a mistake somewhere, and how do you recognize, how do you correct the mistake? So most people they make a mistake, but how do you going to learn from that mistake, so that you can't repeat the same mistake in the future? So another thing I may talk about, because of time, give a time when you went above and beyond expectation, that your project was very successful. So you have to explain that once, and then you will be okay. And then what are your availability? So if you come that one, are you available to start a job anytime, or what are your availability? You can give the date or the day that you can be able to start the job. So another thing I may discuss with you, will you work holidays or weekends? So you make sure you know your schedule very well. If you can be able to work weekends, and then that will be help you so much for the whoever is interviewing you. Another thing is that you may be asked, will you work 40 hours in a week? So more than 4 hours, because you work 8 hours per week per day, and then you can be able to work 40 hours plus if you interested. So most people they have to work 40 hours. Another, they will recommend you to work overtime, so you may have a proper schedule in order to get the job you want. So if you want to work, get successful, make sure you have extra time that you may work overtime as needed, because most company they require us allowed to do much overtime and get the things to be done. So the next one, second to last, is what are your salary and requirements. You have to know what are your salary, what are your rates per hour, how much you get paid. So you have to know how much you get paid, how much you desire you get paid. So another thing, you have to know what are your dreams of the job. Is this your dream job, or what are your new future jobs you think that you can do very well? So you have to know your dreams. So most people they think I will be the next 10 years I will be another job. They want to know what's your dreams about the job, so that wherever you work, they know that you are focused into something in future, in 10 years. So the last things I may talk about is what's your question do you have for the interviewer. So you have to ask questions. If you know that something you didn't understand, ask the questions. What are the questions you can ask? Most people they don't know what kind of the question they will ask, because some things are new. So you can ask how, when are you going to get this job? You desire this job, I like this job so much, and you can ask him or her, when are you going to start the job? So that questions is you can see how the interview look like. He will give you, oh, this job, I will make sure I give this job to you because you did it very, very well. And this will give you headlines how you are going to get this job or not. So for now, I think for the next video, I may request you to keep on watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed, just to subscribe it, and I'll see you next video. Thank you guys.